Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. All right, 2 races left in the season, Martinsville and then on the Phoenix for the championship. This will be the 154th race at Martinsville Speedway. It's been on the schedule since day one. Matter of fact, they raced there before it was NASCAR. All right, Xfinity 500, 263 miles, 500 laps. 3 stages, 130, 130, 240. Fuel window, 170 to 190. Got 10 sets of Goodyear tires, 9 sticker, and 1 qualifying scuff. Now, some things to watch on pit road. I've been thinking about this all week. With these championship contenders, the 8, they all have teammates that are not running for a championship. So I looked at the pit road setup. The only one that's really kind of has a teammate that could block him would be the 22, Logano. He's pitted in front of the 48. So one thing I've been thinking about all week is what if, like this case here, the 48, the 22, the 48 pits deep in his box, which is going to make it harder for Logano to go around him to get out. But Logano does have an empty spot in front of him, so I think that mitigates some of that. The 12 is pitting between the 66 and the 16. The 66 would more likely be a lap down, so that may give him the free in there. 16, I think Allmendinger and Collick would definitely try to be as far away from that 12 as they can. The 38 is behind the 5. The 5 has an opening in front of him. The 77 is behind the 11. That one's kind of iffy because we know Carson can kind of lower off sometimes, but I think Carson's going to have enough respect for the 11 to kind of maybe not try to go deep in his box, and he also has an opening in front of him. So I think having those open spots in front of him will definitely help some of the playoff drivers. The last 3 fall Martinsville races, no overtime, so we may not get that kind of green-white checkered like we have in the Xfinity Series. At least this Xfinity race was pretty clean till the end. I fully expect Sam Mayer to be suspended for Phoenix. From 2003 through 2016, those 17 fall races at Martinsville, Hendrick Motorsports won 14 of them. They own this place. Since 2011, 14 seasons, 5 times, the winner of the Martinsville race went on to win the championship. Now, we qualifying today. We know William Byron's on the pole. We're the Willie B shirt today, won the pole. We're in Denny Hamlin tomorrow, so hopefully we get a win out of that one as well. Got a brand new Denny Hamlin shirt. Gonna bust that out tomorrow, see if we can bring Denny Hamlin some good luck. The last time that the last 8 Martinsville races, 6 times the winner qualified outside the top 10. So with William Byron on the pole, we know he's below the cut line. The last time a pole winner won at Martinsville, 2013, Jimmy Johnson, Hendrick Motorsports. We know Logano's qualified 4th. The last time somebody qualified 4th and won at Martinsville was 2017, Brad Keselowski. Chase Elliott qualified 8th. The last time that somebody qualified 8th and won at Martinsville was, ironically, Chase Elliott in 2020, and he went on to win the championship? Wonder if that could happen again. I'd be okay with that. I'm okay with anybody winning the championship except for that 5 car. Only one time has someone qualified outside the top 24 and went on to win at Martinsville. That was Kurt Busch in 2002, qualified 36th. Ryan Blaney is qualified 31st. So it's been done once before. 24th was the overall worst qualifying spot besides Kurt Busch's to win. That was Lee Petty back in the 50s. And then it was done again. The 23rd was done in the 90s, I think it was. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's going to be a fun race. All right. At the short tracks, in this Gen 7 car, I'm talking about the short flat tracks. Richmond, New Hampshire, Martinsville, Phoenix, Iowa, Gateway, which Phoenix and Gateway kind of, it's the short track package, but they are over a mile, but they're kind of considered the short track. So we're lumping them in there. Joey Logano, 8.87 average finish. Ryan Blaney 8.9, Kyle Larson 9.41, Denny Hamlin 9.96, William Byron 10.97, Seabell 11.313, Chase Elliott 11.54. There's basically your playoff guys. And then Ross Chastain 11.97, Chase Briscoe 13.65, Chris Buescher 14.43. And we know the last 2 seasons we've seen things that we've never seen before, really, too much in NASCAR. 2 years ago, we saw the Hail Melon. In the moment, it was a cool move. I'm glad it was outlawed because it was dangerous. You did put a lot of people in danger, and there's no reason to have a move, something like that, not be outlawed. Now, it was done. It was cool. We move on. The safety, it's all about safety. And anybody that doesn't want safety first, you don't need to even interact with me, please. Safety has to come first no matter what. How cool something is, safety's first. And last year we saw the manipulation with the Chevy drivers. We saw some with Toyota. We saw Christopher Bell ended up doing the wall ride, getting DQ'd for it because it was against the rules. If not for, X, Y, Z, yeah, it was a cluster completely. Guys not passing people. I know Wallace got penalized for it, but I don't know if Tyler was going flat, if that was just him for, there was so much involved in that. I hope that doesn't happen again. I know we saw that with Michael Waltrip Racing back in, 24, whatever that year was, with the My Oranges. Really? And then we saw Chase Briscoe at the Roval, I think it was last year, the year before. When they called and said that the crew chief said the tire was going flat, and he was on the backstretch, in the back chicane. We don't need manipulation like that. We see what the NBA is getting ready to go through. We've seen what the NBA has gone through in the past. NASCAR doesn't need to be going through that as well. So the last 7 races in Martinsville, so all the races in the Gen 7 car. Ryan Blaney 4.57 with 2 wins. Kyle Larson 5.43 with a win. Joe Logano 5.57. Chase Elliott 8.0. Denny Hamlin 8.14 and a win. Chase Briscoe 8.71. Ross Chastain 9.14. Bubba Wallace 9.96. William Byron 10.43. Ryan Preece 10.50. If you just break it down to the last 3 fall races, 22, 23, and 24, Ryan Blaney average finish 2.0 and 2 wins. Can you go for 3? The last person to win 3 straight at Martinsville in the fall was Jimmy Johnson. Joey Logano 5.67 average finish. Again, this is just the last 3 fall races. William Byron 6.67. Ross Chastain 9.0. Kyle Larson 9.33. Chase Briscoe 9.33. Chase Elliott 9.67. Average running position. Now, where this stat's going to kind of come into effect is some of these guys need stage points, and getting those stage points early can definitely help. Kyle Larson 7.02, which he's basically only racing Christopher Bell in this race. Chase Elliott 7.30, Denny Hamlin 7.92, Ryan Blaney 8.16, Chase Briscoe 8.75, Joe Logano 10.6, and William Byron 11.24. On the NASCAR fantasy side, I'm using my last start on Denny Hamlin. I'm using Kyle Larson, William Byron, Christopher Bell, Joey Logano, and Chase Elliott in the garage. So the only playoff guys I'm not using is Ryan Blaney and Chase Briscoe. Of course, next week I will do the Championship 4 in that. Hopefully it's not Denny because it's my last start for Denny. Or Denny will be there definitely, but I won't be able to use Denny next week. So, all right. Points. We know Denny Hamlin, Chase Briscoe, they've already won their way on to Phoenix. Seabell plus 37, Larson plus 36. I personally think the battle is those two. They need to battle each other. They need to make sure they can see the other person, they stay within the points value, the stage points, and then battle out in the third stage. One of them definitely makes it no matter what happens. I think 30 plus 37 plus 36. Could Willie B get 36 points up on one of those and they both struggle? Yeah, it's definitely possible. But if I am Steve Bell or Kyle Larson or Cliff Daniels or Adam Stevens, I'm going in with the mindset is if I'm the 20 team, I got to beat the 5 car. I got to beat the 5 car in points. If I'm the 5, I got to beat the 20 in points, and then let the rest fall where it may. Minus 36, minus 38 for Byron and Logano. Yeah, it's possible, but I think it's a must-win. Blaney minus 47. Chase Elliott's definitely a must-win, minus 62. The most points you can get in any race is 61, and you get 1 point for finishing last. So yeah, I think it's Chase Briscoe and Denny Hamlin. Their goal is to win, to help Bell stay in. Kyle Larson, if he wins, then you're kind of looking at Byron and Bell. I mean, the only way to guarantee yourself there is a win. So we'll see what that happens. But we know Blaney's won 2 straight here. We know Team Penske has run well here. We'll see what happens. It's going to be fun. We could have 3 Joe Gibbs cars in a Penske, or 3 Joe Gibbs and a Hendrick, or 2 Gibbs, 2 Hendrick, or Penske even. I don't know if we can get 2 Penske, but we definitely can get 1 to win. Now, I know there's a lot of talk about the playoffs, and everyone seems to hate the playoffs now. Even in the pre-playoff era, in the full season point era, I'm talking from 1949 through 2003, the best statistical driver, I'm talking wins, top 5s, top 10s, average finish, laps led, those kind of stats. The best driver did not always win the championship. Championships were lost in the final race, just like they are now. So there's never been a point system. Of the 8 different point systems in NASCAR history, where the best statistical driver won the championship every single year. Never been a thing. So I understand the hate, but what I don't understand, and no one can explain it to me, is I get people that say, we don't care if they win the races early, but we don't watch the race for the points. They can win 2 races early, it doesn't matter. We don't watch the race for the points. Oh, okay, that's cool. If you don't watch the race for the points and don't care about the point standings, why does the playoffs bother you so bad? So, non-playoff points, I know everyone's looking at that on racingreference.com. Kyle Larson's leading, +1. William Byron's -1. Seabell's -6. Chase Briscoe's -41. Ryan Blaney -41. Denny Hamlin -50. Chase Elliott -77. And Tyler Reddick -99. So if we didn't have playoffs, now here's the only negative side to that. We don't know if they would have strategized and raced the same way without the playoffs. It is a whole lot better to talk about those numbers than it is the fucking Winston Cup points. I am so sick. Every time I see somebody share that, I just fucking block them. That fucking triggers anger in me so quick it's not even funny. Because it's not even close to being relevant. This is at least close to being relevant. Now, one thing I've done in these videos, I've done my playoff system and what that would be. And I actually did the points over the whole playoffs with this. So, if I set the playoffs, so you take winning your aim was still a thing. Top 15 in points, plus each additional winner. Boom. Started the playoffs at 18. You run 3 races, the top 12 move on. No reset, no win and move on. Top 8 move on, or top 12 move on. 3 races, the top 8 move on, and then 3 races, and so the same 3, 3, 3, and 1 like we have now. So going into Martinsville in that format, no one has clinched their way to Phoenix yet. So we would have Chase Briscoe leading, Christopher Bell -16, Kyle Larson -18, Denny Hamlin -50, Ryan Blaney -73, William Byron -82, Joey Logano -89, Chase Elliott -112. So basically it's the Chase extended to more drivers without the resets, with eliminations. Kind of the Chase with playoffs with a twist. The twist is the finale. So let's say the top 4 move on to Phoenix next week. And we're pretty safe to say that. Briscoe, Bell, Larson, and Hamlin. Then we would do the reset. So going into Phoenix, instead of the 4 drivers starting even, you do the reset based on playoff points earned so far this year. You would have Hamlin leading the way, Larson -4, Bell -8, Prescott -14. Not perfect by no means, based on, if you look at the regular season. Right now, Byron is there. In mine, he would not be. He is 6th. So Byron's also not one of the best statistical drivers. He's not top 4 in any of the stats I've mentioned. If stats matter. Now, everyone says, well, he has the second most points. So you're looking at one stat. I'm looking at 5. If you're top 3 in 5 stats, is that better than being number 1 in 1 stat? And I didn't, as of last week, it does not include Talladega. Byron was 2 wins, 10 top 5s, 15 top 10s, average finish of 14.1. Larson had the average finish of 13.4 and Bell 11.4. So, I mean, yeah, Byron's having a good year, but he's not having to the level of the other drivers. He was tied for the 6th most in wins. He's tied for the 6th most in top 5s, 8th in top 10s, and he was 4th in average finish. So, but we do have a playoff, so we need to concentrate on the playoffs going forward to Phoenix. We'll find out this offseason what NASCAR is going to do. I know Steve O'Donnell talked about there will be a change. They're not announcing what yet. One of the formats was 3, 3, and 4. I don't like that, because you could have a driver win 3 of the 4 and not win the championship, which kind of defeats the purpose of changing it. There's been talk of none. I think there'll be something, but Steve O'Donnell also said the goal is to get a buy-in from everyone in the industry, fans and everything. I don't know if you're going to get a buy-in with playoffs, but that's just my opinion. All right, the 4 picks to win the Xfinity 500 in Martinsville: Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, and Christopher Bell. As always, thank you for watching Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day, Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports content.